Hello and welcome to another Retro Core as we put the RK2020 against the PowKiddy RGB10. Which is the better of the two? Let's find out. So here we are with the recently reviewed PowKiddy RGB10 and the RK2020, which I reviewed a couple of weeks back now. Now these two devices run the same operating system and both of them have very similar specs, if not the same specs. But do they both run exactly the same when it comes to software? Let's check them out. Now, feature-wise, they both are very similar. Same analog sticks, same D-pad. The PowKiddy has the plus and minus buttons, which don't really do anything. We've got these buttons here, which are concaved on the RK2020, where on the PowKiddy they're a little bit smaller and they're not concaved. The start and select are the same, but I do prefer the way they're spaced out here. The bottom of the units both have a speaker down here. But the standard USB port is on the bottom of the PowKiddy, while it is up on the top of the RK2020. They both charge via USB-C. If we can take a look at the top of the units. So USB-C here, USB-C there. This one has a headphone out, whereas this one has a headphone out and apparently doubles up as a TV out as well. Power button is on the top of the RK2020, where it's on the side of the PowKiddy RGB10. Now the biggest difference on these machines is the shoulder buttons. I do prefer the shoulder buttons on this device here because they're much easier defined and easier to tell which one you're pressing. When I played the PowKiddy, I kept often finding that I was pressing the wrong button. Either I'd be too far over and be pressing the L2, or I wanted to press the L2 but I wasn't far enough over and I'd end up pressing the L1. So yeah, back of the systems are both pretty similar, although the PowKiddy does have some rubber feet to stop it sliding, where this unit does not. So there you have it, they are the two machines. But how about performance? So let's switch both of them on and see if they both boot up at the same pace. Now it's going to be a little bit awkward because the start button is here on this one and it's over here on that one. So pressing both of them now. Oh, very similar timing. Seems to be a little bit faster. So which will go into the menu first? It's the RK2020, but only marginally quicker. Alright. So let's turn the ISO down on the camera so we can get a better look at the screens. Okay, so straight away we can see they both start off on different sections. So let's move this one over to Nintendo. They both came with SD cards preloaded with games. Okay, so on this device it tells you how many games there are, and this one does too. So 752 games on each device. I presume they both have the same ROM packs installed. Let's take a look at PC Engine, for example. Okay, 7 games, same. Okay, let's take a look at Super Famicom. It's in a different location on this one. Where is it? Here it is. So 348 games, 348 games. So you can see they both have the exact same ROM packs pre-installed. Or do they? Well, things do change a little bit when you go to arcade. So if we go to, let's see, CPS3, this one has 4 games built in. And we can actually see what games they are by just entering the page. And this one has 6 games. Alright, so you can see they have... Oh, okay, this one plays the sound as well on the demonstration video. So this one has Street Fighter 3 2, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and Red Earth. This one has JoJo Bizarre Adventure, Red Earth, Street Fighter 3, Street Fighter 3 Second, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. Second Impact, that is. So yeah, this one actually has a few bonus games. It's nice that it plays sound as well. So let's start them both off with Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, and let's see how good the emulation is. Are they identical? Let's go into it now. Interesting. That one booted up quicker. Turn the volume up on this one a little bit. Yeah, we're going to get no volume. So the volume on this device is a lot lower than this, and this isn't even put all the way up. Okay, let's start both games. Okay, and start on both. Seems fine on both so far. Okay, let's start both. It's giving us different options. That's a pain in the backside. Never mind. Now I don't know if that one is running faster. But the match did start earlier on this one, and the clock seemed to be running at different speeds. See that? Maybe that's because that one started second. Okay, this one does not seem to be running quicker as we originally thought on Street Fighter Third Strike. But that screen filter there is weird. That must be something in the settings. That shouldn't be like that. Okay, let's take a look at some more powerful gaming. Dreamcast. Which one performs better, or will they perform both the same? Okay, so I figured out what the problem was. We had the shaders switched on this machine, and that's why Red Earth looked weird. So it doesn't normally look like that. And now this one's booted up, and this one is very loud. So let's turn this down a little bit. Okay, so here we are, we're running Dreamcast Emulation, and we want them to both run the same thing. So let's see if we can get them to sync up. They both seem to be moving pretty much the same. Yeah, definitely seems to be running at the same frame rate there. Now you can see the color on the screen is a little bit different. That's because this one isn't set as high. This one's set to 80% brightness, this one's set to 90. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, we've got the same glitches there on the pelipper blades. Same glitch on the door as well, by the looks of it. So yeah, these things are running the exact same speed, exact same emulation, no difference whatsoever. let's take a look at one more game. We'll take a look at a Nintendo 64 game and see if Nintendo 64 is any different on these two machines. Okay, these seem to be running different emulation cores. Because you notice that one went green and that one didn't. Got a nice stereo effect here. Now this one does have sound which skips a little while this one doesn't. And as you can see, the speed difference is starting to kick in now. This one's speeding up a bit. And both of them are set to skip no frames. So you can hear it juttering around. So it seems M64 emulation is different on the two machines. Let's just try a different game to make sure it's not that one game. Yes, okay. Oh, who cares? Just race. Yeah, that's much worse than this one, isn't it? Okay, let's press accelerate on both games. Nope, maybe this button. And when the games are running, they both seem to run pretty much the same. But I would say the N64 emulation seems to be stronger on this machine than that machine. Seems to be fine on both machines. Okay, let's start up a game. Yeah, both fine. Both crashing in the exact same place as well. Okay, well it seems Super Nintendo emulation is good on both. Okay, one last thing. I promise this will be the last one. Arcade. Let's take a look at something arcade that kind of pushes these type of devices. Let's run Afterburner, if they both have it, that is. Okay, so I looked on both of these machines trying to find Afterburner, and this one does not have Afterburner on it. Or if it's on there, I can't find it. The name lists seem to be set up differently. So we're taking a look at Gradius 3 here. Or Gradius 3, however you want to pronounce it, but it is actually Gradius 3. Yep, it is. Not getting into that argument. But as you can see, they are both running the game exactly the same. No difference there. Except the aspect ratio by default on this machine is set to 4:3, whereas this one I've just left it as standard. Of course, you can change this to 4:3 as well. With this running RetroArch, you can change the aspect ratio to whatever you want. But yeah, as you can see, running them both perfectly fine. In sync as well. Well, I say in sync, but this one seems to be running a little bit faster. It's running a lot faster. It's going ahead of this one now. So is this one running too fast or is this one running too slow? Now, there are other differences as well. Now, as you can see, this one has Final Burn Alpha on it. This one doesn't. Also, this one gives us the option of playing ports. If we go into there, you see we've got various ports which have been ported over to Linux. But none of the ROMs are provided, so you've got to put them in yourself. It also gives us the chance to play some PC games, as you can see here and here. This machine doesn't have those options. But this one has Nintendo DS, this one doesn't. If we go into RetroPie, we both have the same options. And let me tell you that using these things on these devices is impossible. The layout is different, but it's the same options basically. Now, one bonus this device has over this device is you can actually access RetroArch while games are running. This one you can't. So let me just go out of there and we'll start up a game. Same game on both machines. Let's do a CPS3 game since we messed that up earlier on. Alright, so let's go into there and we'll pick the same game. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Alright, so we've got the same game running on both devices now. And watch this. We can access the options and so on while the game is running on this device. Alright, so the way to do that is you press the L and R buttons together. And there you go. We are in RetroArch. And we can access all the different options from in here. Change the controls, resolution, shaders, and so on. And we can also take screenshots if we wish. Whereas on this device, if you press L and R together, nothing happens. I do not know how to access RetroArch on this device from within the game. It might be possible, but if it is, I don't know how it's done. Options are working now for the volume. So there you have it. The PowKiddy RGB10 and the RK2020. Both of them pretty decent machines. Build quality wise, I prefer this one. But if you want to play Nintendo 64 games, it seems this one is the better option, but not by much. This one seems to skip a little bit on certain emulation. Dreamcast, yeah, pretty much equal. The amount of games you get on them, again, pretty much equal. Price range, well, they're both similarly priced. Both have the same type of screen, same resolution. So I think it comes down to the design of the machine. Which do you like the best? And if you really need to play Nintendo 64 games. Me personally, I'd probably get the RK2020 because of the L and R buttons. They just feel a lot more chunkier and easier to access than they do on this machine. So there you go. Hope this video was useful to some people if you were deciding on which one to get. Let me tell you now though, that all the 16-bit like PC Engine, Mega Drive, and the 8-bits such as Nintendo, that's Nintendo Entertainment System, and Master System, Game Gear, Game Boy Color, they work the same on both devices as does Game Boy Advance, so there's no difference there. They both work exactly the same on both devices. And I just noticed I said PC Engine was 16-bit. Sorry, it's 8-bit. Yes, it is. Okay, until next time guys, take it easy and enjoy your games. See ya.